Nick Horton, Christian Deutsch, Jordan Moore-Taylor, the club captain, Yaya Bamba and James Balagizi. Alongside me is Joel Wagstaff as the mascots make their way off of the pitch. One of them's in the away kit, great big smile on his face, and is trying to hype up the crowd as he runs off to be greeted by his dad. And Forest Green look to have won the toss because Ryan Innes and Luke McNicholas enthusiastically running towards the Warwick Road terrace away to our right. That's only though because McNicholas has to go and collect his goalkeeper's glove bag. Gabe Breeze also had to go and pick up his glove bag and his towel. And so Forest Green, first psychological blow to them, Joel Wagstaff.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you've managed to disconnect your microphone, that's
a fantastic start to the game, isn't it? Hopefully Rovers do a little bit better. Sorry, yeah, of course. I think the swapping over must have been a little psychological win just so that we go into our fans first. I think the first game in a while that maybe Rovers might be classed as potential underdogs in this game for the first time for a while.
Well, our referee James Oldham checks his watch and blows his whistle, and Carlisle kick off, kicking from left to right. It's a long ball played out to the right wing, looking for the bold-headed Kelly, and it bounces over Kelly and Kengany and is out for a throw-in for Forest Green, level with their own 18-yard box in the left-back position. Kengany gets good distance throwing it down the line. Babalola is beaten in the air as a player climbing all over his back, and yet somehow the free kick goes against him. The referee says he was making a back. Robbie Savage out to the edge of the technical area, arms waving. Fourth official is now telling him to calm down, and we've had all of 37 seconds action. Savage getting the wolf whistles, and Savage not looking happy at the fourth official, gives the crowd a grin. Free kick to Carlisle, which Cameron Harper is over, but then runs away, and we'll leave it to the right foot of played down the line Chris Clark, and it's straight into the feet in the end penalty area in the inside right channel of Regan Linney, whose first time shot is blocked behind for a corner. Good invention there, and we see the influence of Chris Clark as this time Cameron Harper does go across to take the corner, left-footed in swinging from the right wing corner of the ground, and that Warwick Road terrace looking absolutely packed behind Luke McNicholas's goal in the central section. In comes the delivery from Harper, heads go up at the near post, comes out to the edge of the penalty area, comes out to the left foot of Archie Davis, it's blocked, and then back on halfway, and then all the way back to Gabe Breeze in goal. And I'll tell you what, Forest Green players barely kicked the ball as yet. We've had 1 minute and 40 of this game here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Breeze's long delivery from just outside his goal area is headed clear by Laura Mendy, and Rovers get the ball out to the right hand side where Jilly Biabu is on the right hand side, so looking to cut in on his left foot, finds Whitwell, and then to Mendy to Kengany, the left back position, finds Clark in front of him, then Kengany goes on, continues to run, but Clark lays it back to Mendy, and then to Innes inside his own half. Bunkers drop back deep alongside Innes, and then they find Moore, and then back to Bunker plays the ball forward looking for Whitwell. Good control on his left foot, now he looks to get Biabu in down the right hand side. Has Harper for company, checks back into his left foot, deep cross over everyone towards the back post, and it trickles behind for a goal kick. At least good to get a spell of possession for Forest Green, and they kept the crowd quiet for about a minute. Yeah, it was a really energetic start from Carlisle with 2 chances in the first couple of seconds, and it, like you said, it was a while before Forest Green got their foot on the ball, but when they eventually did it, they managed to calm it down a little bit, play a few intricate passes, a really interesting kind of forward ball from Harvey Bunker. We had a couple of side-by-side by Isaac Moore, and Harvey Bunker splitting that ball right through into like the number 10 position, which then led to the chance for Boyarbo on the right hand side. Something that I know that Harvey does really, really well, sitting in front of the back four and then trying to find that intricate through ball into the feet of the number 10 might be something that might be quite useful today. Well, Lauren Mendy beats Linney in the air from the goal kick by Breeze, and so it's a throw in which Carlisle take down the right hand side, and then there's a challenge by Linney on Isaac Moore, and referee tells Moore to stay down, and he wants words with Linney, and he's gone to the pocket, So this looks like it's going to be a yellow card for Regan Linney in only the 4th minute, and James Oldham, referee, well, he's giving Linney a stern talking to at the moment, and so George Kelly it is rather than Regan Linney, and then he does show Kelly the yellow card, and no, Kelly protested that the free kick wasn't going to be taken from the right place, and the referee now coming across to speak to Robbie Savage. Might we suggest that referee James Oldham is enjoying being on telly at the moment, because I'm not sure what Robbie Savage said. I wasn't looking at Robbie Savage. I know there was the first challenge which Savage wasn't happy on Babalola with, but the referee has given Savage a stern talking to, and home fans not happy that their striker's been booked and the opposition manager hasn't. Rovers take it short. Mendy to Moore, and then back to Mendy. Goes long, looking for Whitwell, and it's headed clear by the Carlisle defence. Throw into Forest Green. Kengney takes midway inside the Carlisle half, down the left-hand side for Rovers, and the referee actually invited him there to take more distance down the touchline. Headed clear by Carlisle, and then the clearance completed by Grant. Shouts for handball against Forest Green from his clearance, but nothing doing, says the referee. Rovers have it with Mendy on halfway. Chips it out to Knowles in the right back position on halfway. Knowles forward looking for Babalola, and it was just a little bit behind Babalola, and ball goes through to Gabe Breeze in goal for Carlisle, who will look to build again from the back. And they chip the ball forward looking for Kelly. He can't control it from the delivery of Morgan Feeney, and Rovers have it back inside their own penalty area with Ryan Innes. Innes through the lines forward to Whitwell on the half turn. Really good turn by Whitwell into the feet of Babalola. His first time layoff back to Bunker, who couldn't keep the ball on. His misplaced pass looking for Biarby. Throw into Carlisle in the left back spot. I don't think Babalola actually meant to lay it off then in that fashion.
No, I'm not sure the ball was actually meant for him. I think that ball was looking to be played maybe in behind him with an on-rushing player on the left, maybe Jaden Clark, but maybe that just, like we said, Temi only arriving in the past 48 hours, maybe not quite on the same wavelength yet, been used so far as a bit of a target man up top, chipping the ball up and trying to head the ball on, which so far the Carlisle defence are managing quite well, but we'll see how Temi can get on today.
We will indeed, as Knowles has the ball in the right back position for Forest Green, chipped into Whitwell on halfway, and then Whitwell forced to find Knowles again. Knowles now in an advanced position, and then Moore to Kengney up from left back, early cross into the penalty area behind for a corner. That's one corner apiece, and Jaden Clark will go across to take this right-footed from the left-hand side for Forest Green, who will send Ryan Innes and Lauren Mendy up from the back, and Neil Kengney, the only player, dropping back towards halfway, but they have got cover on the edge of the penalty area. Carlisle have everyone back inside their own 18-yard box. 7.5 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Still Carlisle 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. I've just spotted there's a scoreboard on the far side. I hadn't noticed that until now. Here we go, as Clark with the delivery, right-footed, low into the penalty area, and it's flicked on, and then across the face of goal. It was flicked on at the near post, and then was that Mendy at the back post has tried to get something on it, and I think the last touch has come off of a Carlisle player, and it's behind for another corner.
So I think that was a ball coming in from Jaden, and Mendy actually got the flick on at the near post, and it was Temi Babalola at the back post, who almost looked like he's hit it across goal, and like you said, just managed to shoulder it away from the Carlisle defender. Really brilliant opportunity for Rovers.
Clark's delivery again in towards the near post, and comes off of a defender just in front of that near post. Rovers trying to get the flick on. It's behind for a third successive corner to Forest Green. They've had 3 corners now in the space of less than a minute.
And that one nearly went straight in. That had to be caused by a Gabe Breeze save directly from the corner.
Clark again. This time the referee not happy as players down inside the penalty area. Carlisle man, and well, Ryan Innes is standing over whoever's down in there. He's getting back to his feet, but Ryan Innes no doubt will be telling the referee, look, he's gone down soft there, ref. And it's far enough away from the home fans that they're not protesting and claiming for free kicks. So we'll try again. There's a bit of pushing and shoving now inside the penalty area as in comes the delivery from Clark. Defended at the near post by Carlisle, and then they complete the clearance and get it away. As handball is given against Con Clark inside his own half. Clark shoves Tom Knowles, free kick to Forest Green. And free kick to Forest Green will be played by Jaden Clark. Referee telling Clark to get on with it as the applause in the 10th minute here continues at Brunton Park. All of the home fans inside the ground applauding, and well, certainly Forest Green players can't hear anything. There's more pushing and shoving at the back post involving Ryan Innes and his mark at the back post. Mark Hughes showing his frustration at continued stop-start element of this game, standing alone out front in the Carlisle dugout. In now comes Clark's delivery, curled in towards the penalty spot. Forest Green get the header and it goes behind for a goal kick, and Innes waves an arm of appreciation in the direction of Clark for that delivery, because the three corners that Jaden Clark's hit have pretty much all been near post, and Ryan Innes at the far post hasn't had a chance. With that, he had a little bit more of a chance and just guided the header wide. Interesting that the biggest moments so far from Rovers have been from three corners and a free kick. So, kind of style of play, more of a getting the cross into the box that we obviously tried against Rochdale with a two up top, this time only with a one up top, but still looking to try and put the ball into the box and find the big men. Bruce's goal kick is flicked on inadvertently by Mendy under pressure. Rovers hack it clear and it's out for a throw-in to Carlisle, which Davis will take down this near side just in front of us, 10 yards inside the Forest Green half. Con Clark manages to beat one on the run, but Rovers hack it clear, looking to Babalola, who does get a shove in the back this time. The decision does go his way, and well, Aaron Hayden, I think that was blatant on Temi Babalola. Free kick to Forest Green on halfway, and Robbie Savage will be in the ear of the fourth official saying, well, that was exactly what happened the first time when I got a talking to. Rovers take it short, and Savage saying, well, look, get it forward early. Innes to Knowles in right back. First time left-footed ball goes astray and finds Con Clark for Carlisle. They attack down the left-hand side. Knowles has got some defending to do and does that defending indeed. And Bunker gets back, helps him out, completes the clearance as far as Biarbi, who then gives it away. Con Clark again, and then there's a foot in, and Biarbi is fouled just on the edge of the Forest Green penalty area. It was a follow-through on Biarbi. It was a free kick. Home fans don't like it, and from the 13th minute, it's still Carlisle United 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. It's interesting you said from that free kick we're playing it short. Notice so far we've been passing it around the back to draw in the high press. At that moment, Carlisle have four players in the Forest Green half pressing forwards, which then left a massive gap in the middle for Rovers to try and exploit. This is something maybe we've looked at. Got it to the left-hand side, and Laura Mendy has taken the ball deep into Carlisle territory to Bunker, and then out to Biarbi on that right-hand side, back to Bunker. Bunker crosses the ball into the penalty area, heads go up, and Carlisle head it clear as far as Bunker, who tries a little flick pass, but only gives it away to Kelly. Kelly bearing down on the Forest Green Rovers penalty area, has Con Clark in support. Mendy gets back, intercepts the pass, and then clears to Whitwell, who Whitwell tries to play the ball on the turn and release Biarbi, but doesn't put enough on it. And here come Carlisle again down the left-hand side. Harper is beaten to it, and then has he fouled? Yes, he has fouled. Well, I think he's fouled Knowles. If he hasn't, it's a throw into Forest Green, but the decision either way, whatever it is, has gone Forest Green's way. I think it is a throw in, which Knowles will take in the right back position, just round about level with the edge of the Rovers penalty area. And Carlisle still very much in buoyant, boisterous mode here. as Forest Green take the throw in long down the line, as long as they can, but it's won by Carlisle, and Con Clark goes down this time on the edge of the penalty area and is now going to be booked for diving, is Chris Con Clark. And if the home fans weren't happy beforehand, they are now.
Well, he's not complained about it, so I think he knows what he's done.
Yes. There may have been a touch, but if there was a touch, you'd complain about that, wouldn't you? Free kick to Forest Green in the right back position, just 5 yards or so in front of where Gilly Biabu was fouled, but Con Clark was looking threatening, bearing down on the edge of the Forest Green penalty area, and now one of the danger men for Carlisle is on a booking. Luke Nicholas will take this free kick long and send it deep downfield for Forest Green. Clears halfway, looking for Babalola, gets the flick on to Whitwell, and then looking for the run of Clark going through the middle. Hacked clear by Carlisle. Rovers head it back into the danger area to Biabi, who turns and then back onto the left foot and will give it a square to Kengney. An advanced position up from left back, and then Kengney is dispossessed by Williams, and then under pressure Williams gets the last touch but gives it away. Kengney takes the throw in quickly to Babalola, whose touch lets him down, and then he connects with the right back Archie Davis, and well, the home fans tell you don't need me to tell you that it's a free kick to Carlisle United after Babalola just clipped the heels of Archie Davis, winning that free kick inside his own penalty area for Carlisle. And well, the home fans really are up for it here. They're appealing for absolutely everything. Around about 10,000 expected today, and it feels like that at the moment as Breeze takes the free kick. Free header for Ryan Innes, gave it the big shake, Bunker left it, and then Innes's header nearly works as a through ball over the top, nearly released, and Babalola shouts for foul by Moore, but referee says play on, and then this time the decision goes with Forest Green. Foul, and a third booking for a Carlisle player, and it's Alex Gilliard who's picked up the booking for foul. Tackle from behind on Harry Whitwell, and well, having not got the decision before, you can understand why the home fans aren't happy with that.
Yeah, some of them, I think the majority of them, from my opinion, have been fouls. I think it's a bit unlucky to be getting a yellow card for that one, maybe because Rovers looked like they could have been on the attack, but that is 3 bookings already for Carlisle, whereas to Rovers is 0. That's got to be something that Rovers going to be utilising, and also they'll be enjoying this at the moment. Fans getting on the referee's back, kind of maybe the tide turning potentially.
Free kick, central position, 40 yards out, low shot by Tom Knowles, on target, save low down to his right by Gabe Breeze. First main effort of note in this game. We've seen Knowles score from there before as he wins a tackle on halfway and finds Bunker twisting and turning and trying to find an outlet. Finds Mendy 10 yards inside his own half. Mendy square to Knowles in the right back position. Knowles beats his man over halfway, looks up, cuts in field on his left foot, and then plays the ball back out to the right. Played it blind, gives it straight away to Carlisle, and the home side will now attack. Williams down the left hand side has Bunker covered in front of him. Now to Con Clark, square to Linney with a left foot shot into the bottom corner, and Regan Linney has opened the scoring for Carlisle in the 18th minute. It's Carlisle United 1, Forest Green Rovers 0.
Yeah, 10th goal of the season for Regan Linney. It's their main man at Carlisle. They absolutely love him here, and it is a great finish from him. He's managed to pick the ball up onto his left-hand side, linking up with Con Clark, the man that he used to play for at Altrincham, now lining up together at Carlisle United. He manages to pick the ball up just from Con Clark, just inside the box, cuts in on his left foot there. McNicholas got a slight hand to it into the bottom corner, maybe he was slightly unsighted, but it is a good finish from Regan Linney, on target, back of the net, 1-0 to Carlisle.
The noise you can hear is Carlisle fans celebrating. They are loud and proud, and at the moment their team is winning. Robbie Savage was straight out to the edge of his technical area, telling his players to try and lift the energy levels. All of that goal, though, came from a mistake, a misplaced pass by Tom Knowles, and Carlisle went down the other end. Williams to Con Clark to Linney, and then the ball found the back of the net. Rovers kicking off then. 18 and a half minutes on the clock. And Whitwell back to Bunker, who goes long, looking for Babalola, and Carlisle just let that go out for a throw-in, which they'll take in their right-back position. And Archie Davis has managed to steal about 5 yards there with their throw-in. Doidge looked to give the ball back to him. Doidge already warming up, and Carlisle fans now singing songs about Robbie Savage. If you can hear them and are offended by the language, I apologise. As Carlisle throw the ball down the line and win about 40 or 50 yards. And it's actually a free kick, isn't it?
Oh, right, there we go. I was going to say that ball did come off the Carlisle player, so if that was a throw-in, but
they've won the free kick though, Kengney with a foul. So Con Clark will take the free kick. Throwback to the 70s. Con Clark, socks around his ankles, long hair. Delivers the ball now with quality towards the back post, just behind the runners who'd actually gone too far there. And Hayden, the captain, up from the back, still gets the challenge in. Thrown to Forest Green in the right back position as Rovers look to run the ball back at Carlisle. Knowles trots across to take the throw in, and still the noise continues. Knowles with the long throw that we know that he's got, flicked on by Babalola, and then Carlisle whack it clear to the edge of the Forest Green penalty area. Headers won by Ryan Innes, and then there's free kick conceded by Carlisle on the second ball. Might even be for handball. Free kick to Rovers, which they've taken quickly. Moore with his back to goal to Bunker, and then to Innes, to Mendy, who's prepared to split very wide to the left hand side is Lauren Mendy, so he can get forward and also so he can support Neil Kengney, but given away by Moore in midfield. Now Kengney's got to get back. It's won back by Mendy, and then Moore turns and he's fouled by Con Clark, who, well, he's got to be careful there with how much he protests as Con Clark. He's already been yellow carded in this game, as Bunker thinks about switching the play to the right, thinks better of it, switches it to the left. Mendy approaching halfway. Now from halfway, his low pass into the feet of Clark's intercepted. And Rovers just not finding their men at the moment. Carlisle with Williams down the right hand side, has Linney overlapping outside him, but goes for the early cross. Rovers head it clear as far as Clark, who's dispossessed in midfield by Grant for Carlisle. Clark wins it back and has to go all the way back to McNicholas, who clears long downfield first time, and then Babalola does get the flick on, and Whitwell is able to pick up on the second ball, and Whitwell now looking for support, or can he get it onto his right foot for a shot? No, finds Clark. Clark's just gets the touch on it, thought he was fouled. Rovers have possession, play on to Moore, and then Biabu inside the penalty area, right hand side. Whitwell takes over, delivers the ball in, but it's headed clear by Carlisle, and then from a second time from Bunker, and now they'll look to break Will Carlisle, but that's overhit by Williams, looking for Con Clark, and goes all the way through to McNicholas, who gathers the ball on the edge of the penalty area and then bowls it out right over on right arm to Knowles, who was still up, and then Knowles, good exchange of passes with Babalola. Babalola looks offside. Babalola was offside, and having played the 1-2 there, if I was Tom Knowles, I'd have shot because Babalola was offside, and Knowles could have just carried on and tried the left-footed curler.
Yeah, with the form that Knowles has been in, with the amount of goals that he's scored, you know, he's already scored 4 goals in the league so far this season. Could have made it 5 there if he did take the effort. I know before the game we spoke about when Robbie in the interview said it may be a bit open. I think that's fair to say that is a fair assessment of this game so far. The goal coming from the mistake from Rovers and being open at the back, but it's end to end at the moment, like we just said there. McNicholas had the ball straight away, throws it out, and we've got a chance within 5 seconds, and in a minute we're going to get a chance for Carlisle. It's end to end so far.
As Babalola just shoves Hayden and concedes the free kick 5 yards inside the Carlisle half, and Temi Babalola saying to the referee, well look, what have I got to do? That's what they've been doing to me most of the half so far, as we have just passed the midway point of this first half. Still Carlisle 1, Forest Green 0 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. All frequencies until 6 o'clock as Con Clark goes in towards the Forest Green penalty area. Really good covering back towards the penalty spot by Neil Kengney. Gets it clear, and then the pass to Biabu is short, and then Biabu wins it back and wins a free kick. Does really well there, does Gilly Biabu, and Innes looks to take it quickly, only Jaden Clark is anything like unmarked at the moment on the left-hand side. And so Innes thinks better of it, plays it short, square to Bunker, who, when Rovers are in possession, Bunker drops almost like a third centre-half inside that back line alongside Innes to give room elsewhere on the pitch as Rovers try to play it short in midfield with Clark, and then Moore wins a really good tackle on halfway, and Robbie Savage is straight out patting Isaac Moore on the back, and then can't believe that the throw-in has actually gone against Forest Green, because I thought Isaac Moore actually played that off his man.
I think that was a fantastic tackle from Isaac. He managed to, I think their first touch was maybe not quite what he was hoping for, and then managed to get back. Like you said, I think from the fans behind us, it was a full-blooded challenge, which maybe one of those ones, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and it can be quite bad.
If it goes wrong, you go over the top, but Carlisle win the ball back again. Linney down the left-hand side of the penalty area, in, and this time a left-footed shot by Kelly into that bottom corner where he scored before is saved by McNicholas, and here come Forest Green now, looking to get Biabu array down the right-hand side. Biabu's quick, can he get past his man Harper? Yes, he can. Biabu in towards the penalty area, looking for bodies arriving in the penalty area, comes back to Clark, and Clark's equalised for Forest Green! Low right-footed, a mirror image of the Carlisle United goal, and Jaden Clark has made it. Carlisle 1, Forest Green Rovers 1 in the 26th minute. They've gone from end-to-end, a save by McNicholas, and it's ended up with Rovers equalising 1-1.
We said just a couple of seconds ago it's going to be a bit open. It's literally just come directly from the McNicholas save. He manages to change his body angle, get onto his strong foot, palm it away. All of a sudden Rovers go on the break. A fantastic bit of play from Chili Boyabu. He was well behind his left back man there, and he manages to outpace him, outgun him, get onto the ball, get past him. He's looking up for options. He's got 2 men at the back post. He just sees Jaden Clark pulling off onto that penalty spot area, managed to put the perfect ball right onto his right foot, bottom corner of Gabe Breeze's goal. No chance, 1-1 like you say.
And Rovers making sure they take their time with the celebrations. Ryan Innes just tying his bootlaces inside the Carlisle penalty area. Isaac Moore comes over for a drink. Robbie Savage has looked at Luke McNicholas. He's pointed his finger and he's pumped his fist, because that goal started with a great save by Luke McNicholas from a carbon copy of the chance where Kelly scored the opener, and then Forest Green have gone down the other end and scored with a mirror image of that goal. 1-1 as Carlisle kick off again, this time through Chris Clark, and then has overlapping down the left-hand side the advancing Harper, but Knowles is alert to it and gets the sliding challenge in, and this really is game on, isn't it? Because fascinating, so fine are the margins of football. Carlisle inches away from going 2-0 up, and now suddenly pegged back to 1-1. This game far from over. Carlisle with Williams down the right-hand side, midway inside the Rovers half, and then laid back to Davis. The right back twists, turns, goes past Clark, gets the ball in towards the penalty area, looking for Kelly. He couldn't get it above it to head it down, and he just flicks it on. It goes behind for a goal kick. But fantastic game this, isn't it?
It's really end-to-end, and like you said, each time Carlisle get the ball, they've got 3 fantastic players up there. You've got Georgie Kelly, who seems to be winning a lot of the headers there, going up against Mendy and Ryan Innes. You've got Con Clark and Regan Linney. We spoke about earlier how well they've been over the past 2 years. When they were at Altrincham, they've scored nearly 50 goals between the two of them, both reunited here at Carlisle. Con Clark only just joined, and Regan Linney now on his 10th goal already. Is a tough task for Rovers, and they do look dangerous, just as Rovers look dangerous as well.
Biabu down the right-hand side, fed by Whitwell. Biabu inside the penalty area, shoots, it's blocked, comes out as far as Knowles. Knowles just let down by his touch, but still manages to find Kengley down the left-hand side. He can't keep it on, it's gone behind for a goal kick. But I'll tell you what, the most encouraging thing about that move for Forest Green was that in the middle of that play, ball played up to Temi Babalola, and he got hold of it. He laid it off to Harry Whitwell, and then Whitwell was able to put Biabu in an attacking position down the right-hand side. But that link up with Babalola, it's beginning to come, isn't it? He's had the 1-2 with Knowles, he's had the good layoff there to Whitwell, and he's beginning, I think, to feel a little bit more at home at this level as the goal kick. Heads go up and it's won by Mendy. Can Clark keep it on the near touchline? Yes, he can, just in front of us on halfway. Game of head tennis. Bunker gets the header in as Babalola's having his shirt pulled and nearly lifted off of his back by Morgan Feeney, and now the referee wants a word with Temi Babalola, as the referee also tells Feeney that he's put the ball forward far too far. And the referee's now probably saying, well, this is the third. Yeah, he's counting up. He's saying, look, keep your head, but I've given 3 free kicks against you in this half, so possibly the next one Temi Babalola might be on a booking. There didn't appear to be much in that, and he was having his shirt it was visibly being lifted off of his back. Free kick to Carlisle, 20 yards inside their own half, taken by their goalkeeper Gabe Breeze, met by Ryan Innes, and then Moore with a good ball finds Whitwell on the far side, and then he tries to play the ball forward. Carlisle clear, and it goes off for a throw-in. Robbie Savage out on the edge of his technical area, just outside it actually, applauding his players for that, as now they horseshoe it round the back four to Mendy, who will look to bring it out from defence over halfway, as Lauren Mendy cuts inside one, beats one, tries to beat another, but the tackle puts it into the path of Jaden Clark, then to Isaac Moore, and then they're able to feed Tom Knowles in space down the line to Biabi down the right hand side. Biabi looks up, early cross in, looking for Babalola. Carlisle get it clear, and then Ryan Innes and Laura Mendy deal with it, and it's a little bit wide of McNicholas, but Nicholas gets there first. Kelly goes to close him down. McNicholas stays cool though and switches possession to this near side to Mendy, who'd split left, infield to Bunker. Mendy back to his goalkeeper McNicholas, and then feeds Innes on the edge of the penalty area to Bunker, dropping deep between the two centre halves. Turns, does Bunker, looks up, advances towards halfway, covers over halfway, and then to Whitwell. Great ball through to Gilly Biabu. Offside flag goes up. Biabu places his shot wide, and then referee's not going to book Biabu. I did wonder initially, but good play again by Harvey Bunker, able to travel with the ball, find Whitwell, and then at that point, Rovers, every time you see Harry Whitwell in that position, you just think he's going to create something, don't you, Joel Wagstaff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the two midfielders, like we just said there about Bunker and Whitwell, each of their thoughts is to be looking up and to be going forwards. They're looking forwards, they're looking for the on-running runs of Kenji, Jaden Clark, Boyabu on the right-hand side, and they're always trying to find that run, trying to play that intricate through ball. And at the moment, with the pace that we've got up front, this could be quite dangerous for Rovers. Boyabu, obviously, with the assist so far for the goal, if he manages to just stay onside, there's been a couple of times he's been offside, there's a real big opportunity on that right hand side for Rovers at the moment.
Forest Green have a throw in just inside their own half, right back position taken by Tom Knowles, takes it short to Whitwell, gets it back and then delivers the ball forward. Carlisle clear it, but Whitwell wins it and then finds Babalola, who plays it to Biabi just in front of the assistant referee on the far side, who signals probably for the easiest offside decision he'll have all night. And free kick to Carlisle inside their own left back areas. As a reminder that if you want BBC introducing and the warm-up show to it, retune your radio to DAB, but here on all frequencies on BBC Radio Gloucestershire through until 8 o'clock. It's an extended match day. Upload is on from 6, and then BBC introducing will be on all frequencies from 8. And it's full commentary of Forest Green as a long ball finds Gilly Biabu inside the Carlisle penalty area, and his right-footed cross shot straight into the gloves of Gabe Breeze, who's bowled it out quickly, and Carlisle will build from the back again. Misplaced pass by them, only finds Bunker 5 yards inside the Carlisle half. Bunker finds Knowles 10 yards inside that Carlisle half on the touchline. His ball forward though is intercepted, and Carlisle have it with Con Clark twisting, turning, going over halfway, and then gets it back after a 1-2 into Grant, central midfield, back to Con Clark down the left hand side, plays it outside that left hand side to Linney, who goes down that left hand side. His low cross hits the knees of Ryan Innes, and then the clearance is completed by Knowles, goes over everyone and all the way through to Gabe Breeze. And at the moment, as soon as I said this game's a fantastic game, it's just dropped off a little bit, whether it's the pace can't be kept up by the players as Carlisle play the ball into Kelly. He lays it off to the right back Davis, outside him to Williams, and then Williams plays the ball down the line looking for Gilliard, and then Gilliard concedes the throw-in. Played off of him, throw into Forest Green, left back position taken by Kengney, short to Isaac Moore, back to Kengney, chips the ball forward looking for Whitwell, he flicks it on, but it's picked up by Carlisle, who give it away to Bunker inside the centre circle, plays it out to the right hand side to Knowles, approaching halfway, covers halfway, then cuts infield, finds Whitwell with a bit of room, advancing on the Carlisle back four, goes down under a challenge from Hayden, and free kick to Forest Green in a very inviting area for a shot. So we approach the 35th, well, we're midway through the 35th minute, and an opportunity just 2 or 3 yards outside the D. Clark interested, Biabu interested, Knowles very interested, and Carlisle lining up a 5-man wall. It's a very central position. Actually, that now becomes a 4-man wall, and they will keep Linney up.
It's one of those tricky ones for the goalkeeper, is trying to work out which way to put your wall. Where it's so central, you've got to make that decision of which way you think which way you think the striker is going to go, and almost make the decision for them, because he knows if he was to go in the central position, it kind of leaves both sides open. So he's got a lot of trust in his wall, especially with it being so central. Whereas actually, it's not Tom Knowles to be taking it. It looks like Jaden Clark.
Yeah, it's a 4-man wall and a draft excluder. Knowles walks back to cover Linney, and Biabu has walked forwards, and then Clark takes the free kick and curls it just wide, and I'm not sure Breeze was getting there, diving away to his right hand side, but actually I don't think the arms were extended either. I think it looked great from here where we were. I'm not sure it was that close, but really well taken in terms of height and pace by Jaden Clark. Just didn't quite have the direction in terms of the accuracy to hit the target to make the keeper work. As Breeze's free kick into the Breeze, fails to make halfway, and Mendy has it on halfway for Forest Green. Good turn by Clark, has his shirt pulled as well, and then keeps it on. Does he down the left hand side? Yes, he does. Beats 2 players, advancing towards the penalty area now. It's Jaden Clark, and wins a corner off of the retreating Gilliard. And well, it was a blatant free kick that was missed, but fair play to Clark, kept playing on, and then looked like the ball might have gone out. But these days, bearing in mind where players take corner kicks from, the whole of the ball has to go over the whole of the line before it's out, and maybe it wasn't. Corner to Forest Green down their right hand side. Clark's taken the first 3 down there. Now Knowles has gone across, and like I just said about what modern corner takers do, Knowles takes every inch of that quadrant and then delivers the ball into the penalty area, flicked clear by Carlisle, and it's going to trickle out for a throw into Forest Green on that far side. And Knowles has got some running to do, because as the right back and with a long throw in, he goes from the left wing corner to the right wing corner to take a corner and then now a throw in.
It's going to be quite clear who Knowles is going to be aiming for. It's going to be one of 2, isn't it? It's going to be Temi or Ryan. Yeah. Aim for one of those, hope for the best. If I were anyone else, I'm hanging in just behind, maybe at the back of the 6-yard box, hoping for a flick on that back post.
Edge of the penalty area, Lauren Mendy looking for that flick on. Now Mendy goes towards the near post. Still has Clark though for the flick on, as in comes the throw in from Knowles. Doesn't beat the first man, it's headed clear, and then it comes out to Kengney, whose shot is blocked, and it's hit with good pace as well. Throw in to Forest Green down the left hand side. Clark takes it early, looking for Babalola, and it's cleared by Feeney. Babalola is adjudged to a foul. Feeney just giving him a little nudge, and the referee says, totting up, you're in the book, Temi Babalola. And well, we called it, and we could see it sort of happening, and the referee says, yep, it's not a big foul, but it's totting up. 4th foul by Temi Babalola. Free kick to Carlisle inside their own penalty area, and it's 1-1 here on the score sheet, and on my team sheet it's Carlisle leading by 3 bookings to 1. Kelly, Gilliard and Con Clark for Carlisle, Babalola for Forest Green. As Breeze takes the free kick, and it's controlled on the chest of Kelly, but he's dispossessed, and Mendy sprays the ball to the right hand side, where Biabi's pace means he gets there first. and is able to turn, and faced up by Harper, laid back to Harvey Bunker, who tried to chip the ball first time in towards the penalty area, got underneath it, applauded by Robbie Savage, who applauds him and then just is now having a word with the fourth official. And I think he's now just pointing out, totting up for other players, or either saying that, look, Temi Babalola was harshly dealt with, but all those sorts of things managers play. And then Savage goes back to applauding his players on the corner of his technical area.
It was the right idea by Gilly Boyabo there to cut that ball to Harvey. I just think that might have been just a little bit too behind Harvey to get the proper contact on it, which is why we saw it go so far over the goal there.
Babalola back to goal, holds it up well, and then holds off Isaac Moore as well as three Carlisle defenders, lays it back to Kengley, who's dispossessed by Williams, and then Bunker does well, retrieving the situation, played it into the body of Mendy, shouts for handball, Mendy twists, turns, loses it, and then Con Clark goes down, but then comes out with possession, and Mendy actually had to shove Bunker out of the way, and then Con Clark gets it stuck under his feet. Mendy gives it short to Clark, that's Jaden Clark, who's dispossessed. Con Clark has it back for Carlisle, and then to Grant, who then finds Hayden. His ball forward is missed by Knowles, and it's found by Linney inside the penalty area. Knowles does well, gets back at him, gets the block on, finds Biabu, chance to turn, look up, and can he release someone down this left hand side? He's tried to find Clark, but Archie Davis, the right back for Carlisle, did well, and Williams now down the line for Carlisle as he goes for a foul of Lauren Mendy. Home fans not happy, and retreating Mendy gets the free kick. Referee says that Jaden Clark's looking to take it from the incorrect position. Mark Hughes is now level with the Forest Green technical area. He's gone into the Forest Green half. Robbie Savage has got a booking for that already this season, hasn't he? Against Yeovil, celebrating, and Laura Mendy will now go to take
the answer to your question.
Free kick, and now actually yes, Mark Hughes is going to be spoken to by the referee. Reported no doubt by the fourth official who snitched on him, and Mark Hughes is going to be shown the yellow card, and he's shown the yellow card by our referee James Oldham. So Robbie Savage has been spoken to, Hughes has been booked, and well, I suggested earlier James Oldham might be enjoying today's game, because he was straight away, right from the very first challenge, which saw Temi Babalola sandwiched between two Carlisle players. He was straight in to talk to Babalola for claiming or deciding that he'd made a back, and from that point on James Oldham has been very much involved in this game. He's shown yellow cards to 4 players and 1 manager so far. He is not public friend number 1, as the free kick from the left back position for Forest Green taken by their goalkeeper Luke McNicholas, headed clear by Carlisle, and then Bunker wins it back in midfield from Con Clark. The Rovers go all the way back to McNicholas. The home fans not happy with the way in which Bunker won that, said he pulled Con Clark back, but nothing doing, said the referee, who, as much as I'm criticising him for sort of the part that he's playing in this game, I think there's only Temi Babalola who could have any sort of grievance against any decisions that have gone against him this afternoon for Forest Green. The rest of the Rovers team, if anything, Forest Green are getting the rub of the green with decisions everywhere in the field except for up front, I would suggest.
I would agree with that one. I think there's been a couple of the past couple of minutes where maybe might not have been given if it was another referee that had just like kind of been dropped into the game, and I think they have both gone Rovers' way. Obviously I think Rovers will be enjoying this because it's getting on the fans' backs. They're becoming quite opinionated.
Great controlled header by Kengley inside the penalty area after a long ball by Mendy. His pullback is cleared by Carlisle, off for a throw-in to Forest Green, but a really good left-footed pass by Lauren Mendy. He's predominantly right-footed, but he's played that with skill with his left foot, and he's found Kengley. And well, the headed first touch by Kengley took him past his man, and good pullback as well by Kengley. Good turn as well by Mendy, just on halfway, and this chip ball forward looking for Babalola. Babalola trying to control the ball with his head, and it's gone straight out for a throw-in in the right back position for Carlisle. And Robbie Savage once again just getting his players to try and box Carlisle in. They've obviously thought that they want to push on down the left-hand side with Mendy going forwards as Mendy gets a header on that throw-in, and Carlisle do whack it clear as far as Innes on halfway, and Innes decides to go back to McNicholas as just gets a touch darker here in Cumbria. 6:15 the time as we approach just over 1 minute of time to go here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Still Carlisle 1, Forest Green Rovers 1. Regan Linney with the opening goal on 18 minutes for Carlisle, and then the equaliser for Jaden Clark on 26 for Forest Green as Rovers give the ball away. Harvey Bunker is caught in possession, and now an effort goes into the back of the net, and it's that man Regan Linney once again who was borne down on the edge of the Forest Green penalty area, and from 18 yards out is shot low into the bottom right hand corner of McNicholas's net. Diving to his right, the keeper couldn't keep it out, and Rovers, having worked so well to get back into the game, have given possession away, and they've gifted Carlisle a goal.
Yeah, second goal for Regan Linney, and it's the exact same finish again. This time it's even better because whilst they had the opportunity, kind of a 3-on-2 there for Rovers, after Isaac Moore gave the ball away, he tried to make that sliding challenge, try and take out Regan Linney, and he did actually catch Regan, who managed to stay onto his feet, look up to his options and decide that he was the best option, shooting across the goal, across into McNicholas's right. A really, really great finish from Regan Linney, right as the bottom corner. No chance for McNicholas at this time, but a goal that was entirely avoidable for Rovers. More maybe not just getting the call, not having his head up and seeing the man coming up on his right hand side. And I think, like you say, Rovers worked so hard. They've had so many opportunities in the past 10 minutes to maybe make it 2-1 themselves, and now shot themselves in the foot. 2-1 to Carlisle. Another great finish from Regan. He is looking dangerous each time he gets the ball onto that right foot. There is an opportunity for Carlisle.
Well, both Carlisle goals have come from misplaced passes by Forest Green as Rovers kick off again. That goal coming in the 45th minute, making it Carlisle 2, Forest Green 1. We're deep into the first of 2 minutes of stoppage time. Rovers take the throw down the left-hand side and go back to their goalkeeper McNicholas. And having been a little bit quietened apart from decisions going against their way, the home faithful are now back up to full volume as Forest Green try and play the ball out from the back. 50 seconds plus any extra additional time for stoppage time within the 2 minutes of stoppage time for the goal, as still left to play, but Rovers in possession, trying to find Babalola, who's still having his shirt pulled. Now he does win the ball this time, lays it back to Innes on halfway, and again his shirt was being pulled by Hayden. Referee saying nothing doing there. Innes to Clark on halfway for Forest Green, and then to Whitwell looking to run through the middle from the pass of Bunker, but Bunker's pass doesn't reach him, and here comes Williams over halfway for Carlisle. Good defended by Kengney. Kengney trying to release Biarby through, but that's just overhit as Biarby was flagged offside anyway, and free kick to Carlisle 10 yards outside their own penalty area as we pass the 2 minute mark of stoppage time, and referee Oldham puts his whistle to his lips, blows, and that is half time here at Brunton Park. Carlisle United 2, Forest Green Rovers 1. The story of the first half. Regan Linney scoring on 18 minutes for Carlisle. A low right foot shot into the bottom corner of Luke McNicholas's net. But after the ball was initially given away by a pass intercepted, Tom Knowles, and Carlisle broke Con Clark into Linney, and then Linney's shot on the turn, on the half turn, sweetly into the bottom corner of McNicholas's net. Rovers 8 minutes later got back into it with almost a mirror image of that goal. Gilly Biabu, the supply line for Jaden Clark on the half turn, beating Gabe Breeze. Rovers were good value for 1-1 at that stage, and then in the 45th minute they give the ball away midway inside their own half to that man Regan Linney, and he bore down on the Forest Green penalty area, and from around about 18 yards out was able to pick his spot once again low to the right hand side of McNicholas. And so at half time it's Carlisle with the advantage. Your thoughts on this first half, Joel Wagstaff?
I think, like you said, the 2 goals for Carlisle coming from slight mistakes, and you know, you've got a player in Regan Linney before the game 10 goals already, or 9 goals already in this season. You can't give a man like that any opportunities, and to give him 2 is the main reason why Rovers are behind. I think Rovers can feel slightly hard done by. I think they've done really, really well up until those 2 mistakes in terms of managing to control the environment, to control the game. Not to say control the game, it's not really been a controlled game by either team with the pace that it's been played at. Both teams going from side to side, but Rovers were looking quite good in defence. And you know, Mendy, the first time playing against a centre back against probably opposition of this quality in terms of Regan Linney, in terms of Georgie Kelly, and then in terms of Con Clark, and they've done really, really well up until then. And we have got forwards, we have created opportunities really, really well, but like you said, you cannot give Regan Linney that many opportunities, because he scored 2, he's had a couple of blocks already. He could be on for a hat-trick. We've got to make sure that he doesn't get that opportunity again for the rest of this game.
There we are then, Steve. Half-time here at Brunton Park. It's loud, and that's because it's Carlisle United 2, Forest Green Rovers 1.
Interesting what you're saying, Joel, about controlling the environment. I mean, just from somebody obviously listening miles away, it seems that environment, the referee's caught up in it as well. Forest Green players are going to have to be very, very, very switched on in the second half, otherwise someone's going to end up not playing the end of the game, are they? They could find themselves down to 10 men.
I think with the Temi Babalolo being on a yellow card now already, we can already see near the end of that half, especially with Hayden in the back line there for Carlisle, pulling the shirt, kind of a little kick here and there off the ball. I think that's not just to try and get into his brain, that's trying to think, how am I going to get him sent off potentially. And Rovers will be thinking the same thing with Georgie Keller up top, so the chances of this finishing 11v11 I think are quite low at the moment.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for now. Take a break, because that's been a real whistle-stop 45 minutes. That's absolutely raced by. Second half commentary on the way here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. With you then through until 8 o'clock here on FM 1413M and on your TV set as well on Freeview 735. If you're after BBC Upload, you'll find that on our DAB frequencies here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Steve Kitchen.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire. When your favourite celebs strut their stuff. When the underdog rises to the occasion. When you can't believe the judges' scores.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Wish I could pass a dough like that.
Well, for starters, you could pass a those bickies.
Nothing brings us together like great TV. And a TV licence covers you to watch all TV channels, so you can enjoy every twist and turn of your favourite reality show. It also funds everything you love from the BBC, including iPlayer and live radio, like this.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Forest Green Rovers then trailing by 2-1 at Carlisle at half-time. Our first commentary match of the day ended with Cheltenham Town picking up their first away win of the season, their first actual blank sheet, their first clean sheet for 14 games as well. Sealed today with a 2-0 win at Newport. That's a win that takes them off the bottom of the table as well. And afterwards, Mark Halliwell spoke to the Robins manager, Steve Cottrell.
Steve, you must be delighted with your team's performance today.
Yeah, no, we played really, really well in patches. Obviously, late on, there was a lot of balls coming into our box. You know, in the end, they were just slinging it forward, and you just didn't want something to drop. You know, because all of a sudden, if they go and nick one at the end there, then you know what it's like. Last week, it's all hands to the pump, and then what you've got to do is show different sides of our game, and we've done that today. I thought that some of the football we played, I thought was excellent. If we can do that for longer periods in the game, we'll stay in control of the game a lot more. But in League 2, you've got to be able to do both sides of the game, and we've done that. I was just thankful today that we kept a clean sheet. I think we deserved one. I think we deserved one against Gillingham, but didn't get it. So I thought today was quite a little bit of a breakthrough when you think about they're almost like 3-2-5 at the end, and your wingers ended up staying a little bit deeper, and you can't get any pressure on the ball or anything like that. And you know, if you go to the keeper, one of their other lads drops out and sticks it in your box. So it's quite difficult scoreline really when you're 2-0 up.
But I know you love 2-0s and away from home.
Yeah, no, well, everyone loves a 2-0. You know, I always say 2-0 on the strikers or one of the attacking players scores a goal, and the back four and the goalkeeper keep a clean sheet. You know, it's a pretty good recipe for success, that. So yeah, I think the lads worked really, really well today. I thought a few of the boys looked a little bit tired towards the back end of the game, but that could be their training load. That could be my, I would say it could be my fault, that, because I felt as though we needed to upgrade the training load a little bit to be able to maybe perform better or longer or quicker or sharper. So maybe in the week a little bit, sort of especially Thursday, maybe I might need to have a little look at that.
2 terrific finishes from Luke Young, weren't they?
Unbelievable. What finishes? Unbelievable. Great. Absolute top draw. A technique. I mean, you're going to find it hard this weekend. You might find a better goal from someone this weekend, but you won't find 2 better goals from someone this weekend. I'm so pleased for Youngie. He's a really, really good lad, great in the dressing room, as they all are, but Youngie, I think that, you know, further forward in that 8, he's been first class, I think.
Really suits him, doesn't it, that role?
Well, I've seen Luke play there before, and I know that he can do it, so yeah, that's been really good. But then, you know, getting Ben to be able to release him into that area has been very good as well.
Because those 3 seem to really be complementing each other very well, Stevenson, Young, Hutchinson. I think Hutch would have done a lot of mileage today, but I don't think his high speed running and his sprints would have been as much as perhaps they've been in the other games. But maybe it was, but I haven't seen the numbers yet. But I might need to look at the Thursday, because almost like if you overwork them on a Thursday, normally I don't do that, but on occasions in the past I have done it, so I need to have a little look back at that, really. Word on Jonathan Tomkinson, again out of position as you said last week, and he did a good job against Bobby Camworth.
Thought he was first class today. Absolutely first class. And when you think about him being what you'd call out of position, I thought all the back four were good today. I thought the goalkeeper was good. It was a foul on Joe at the end. You know, he's got ice on his face in there a little bit. You know, so I think it was a foul. Normally he's as safe as houses when that ball comes in. But yeah, I thought, you know, it was just a good team performance again today, and it was brilliant. You know, we had, I don't know how many, I've heard different stories of, it's gone up from 700 to 800 to 900 odd fans today. It's fantastic, that, you know, just thank them all, and they've got a nice short journey home tonight, so they should be well in the pub by about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight, enjoying themselves.
On Jonathan as well, he showed his athleticism in that one incident when I think he had Whitmore had about 5 yards on him, and he got back and caught him up.
That's what I said when we first brought him in. You know, his athleticism is really, really important. His size, I actually thought that he got a few important headers in today on a couple of long throws that have come into our box. So yeah, I thought he was first class today, Jonathan. I really did. And today it will help him, because that's another game. You know, he's gone into 2 difficult games away from home, been up against it, had some good wingers against him, or a good wing back last week. So, you know, Cam was no mug, like he'll stick you on your back foot. But I thought Jonathan was first class today.
And good to get 75, 76 minutes into Jordan Thomas. How did you feel he did?
Yeah, no, I thought JT was good for, you know, his first run out. He ended up lasting slightly longer than I thought. But, I thought he was really, really good. Really good today.
And finally, another free week before Walsall next week. Again, you must be pleased with that, to just have no midweek.
Yeah, no, I am, yeah. We always play too many games in this country. Anyway, you know, we have this cup, that cup, another cup, and then there's another 40 odd games in the league, and you know, I think it's hard. I think it's hard in our country, and at the top level it must be even harder, because then they go away on international break, and then they go and play games as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased that we've got that break this week.
Steve Cottrell with his views after that 2-0 win for Cheltenham Town at Newport County. In a moment, we'll hear from the man who scored both of those goals, Luke Young. Just to get you up to date with the Premier League half-time score in the late kick-off there. Arsenal drawing 0-0 with Fulham at the break. That point would put them top of the table, but it would also mean that Liverpool, if they beat Manchester United tomorrow, would go back to the top of the table by a point. So Arsenal needing to try and get a goal and to win that game against Fulham if they're to take top place in the table. Manchester City, incidentally, moved top after the 3 o'clock kickoffs with their 2-0 win against Everton. Let's then go back to that Cheltenham Town result earlier today. 2 goals from midfielder Luke Young.
There's the ball through, looking for Archer from Hutchinson. Played back to goalkeeper Wright, who's in trouble. Very nearly dispossessed by Ethan Archer. And then a shot from goal into the back of the net. Luke Young. Newport didn't clear it properly. And Luke Young from the edge of the penalty area has fired it past the goalkeeper.
Archer.
Jordan Wright
Back
was
to
always in
Tompkinson.
trouble. He was close.
Tompkinson. Can he get a cross in for Cheltenham? Yes, he can. Towards the back post. Will it fall for Jordan Thomas? It won't. Will it fall for Luke Young? It will. Oh, what a goal! Absolutely brilliant goal by Luke Young on the volley from the edge of the penalty area.
2 goals then from the midfielder on St Luke's Day. Afterwards, Luke Young spoke to Mark Halliwell.
Luke, a terrific afternoon personally and for the team.
Yeah, 100%. It's not very often I score in a game, let alone 2. And 2 kind of the way that they went in. So that personally I'll take it, but I think it's more importantly how we reacted after the disappointment of last week, conceding so late on. And I think we've certainly made last week's good point into an even better point. And when you get a clean sheet and 3 points, it's always nice to go back up the road with.
And you must be delighted with those 2 goals. Let's talk about the first one first, because Ethan's closed the keeper down, it's come out. And what are you thinking as you see it coming towards you?
He's kind of a little bit wide of his goal, so when it comes to me I just thought I'd just try and get a good contact on it. It was almost an awkward height, so I was kind of in 2 minds whether it's kind of try and side foot it or kind of hit it off my laces kind of thing, and thankfully I've hit it off my laces and it's veered away into the bottom corner, so it set us up for a nice afternoon.
And we'll hear more from Luke Young after the full-time whistle at Carlisle United. Of course, you can hear all of Cheltenham Town's interviews as well on the BBC Sounds page. Cheltenham Town have their own podcast page. All the EFL clubs have their own podcast page on BBC Sounds. If you just type in BBC Sounds and Cheltenham Town, you'll be able to find all of the post and pre-match interviews throughout the season. And if you subscribe, you'll be able to get a little buzz in the pocket every time one of those new interviews goes up as well. Time now, though, to take you back to our second commentary match of the day. We are live in Carlisle, where Carlisle at the moment lead Forest Green Rovers by 2-1 at the break. Let's see if Robbie Savage's half-time team talk can turn things around and rejoin your commentary team here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Joel Wagstaff and Paul Furley.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome back to Brunton Park as Forest Green, led by Ryan Innes, just make their way out onto the pitch. Carlisle have been out there for a minute waiting. Robbie Savage has been out for 2 or 3 minutes. So after the Savage team talk, you kind of assume either Ryan Innes or John McMahon have also had their say in the changing room. Doesn't look like any changes from either side at half-time. Here comes the referee, James Oldham. Let's take you then through those 2 teams, starting with Carlisle. They have in goal Gabe Breeze. Archie Davis is at right back. At left back is Cameron Harper. Their centre halves are Morgan Feeney, the captain, and Aaron Hayden. Up front for Carlisle is Georgie Kelly. Regan Linney's out on the left-hand side. He's the man who scored 2 goals this afternoon. And then on the right-hand side is Josh Williams. And in the number 10 role is Chris Clark. And that leaves in between them is Alex Gilliard and Josh Grant in the centre of midfield for Carlisle. The Forest Green team, as Rovers prepare to kick off, going from left to right, and the referee just checks with the 2 keepers and then blows his whistle, and we're back underway. Rovers have Luke Nicholas in goal. At right back, Tom Knowles. Left back, Neil Kengley. Centre half is Ryan Innes and Lauren Mendes. Rovers pump the ball forward and they lose it there to Forest Green in the Carlisle half. Carlisle with Clark. And played out to Williams on the right hand side. Tries to cut inside, but it's well intercepted by Whitwell, and then Kengney finds his fullback on the other side, Knowles, and then Whitwell up against Grant, manages to shrug him off and then play the ball down the line looking for Biabu. I'm aware I haven't given that Forest Green rest of that team as Hayden plays the ball off for a throw into Forest Green, advanced right wing area. Knowles says, look, I'll take it, I've got a long throw. So Rovers have in holding midfield Isaac Moore and Harvey Bunker, and then three in front of them in the middle, Harry Whitwell. On the left is Jaden Clark, on the right is Chili Biabu, and then up top is Temi Babalola, who's battled well, has been booked, and is making his debut today, having signed from Worthing in midweek. The goal scorer for Rovers, Jaden Clark, as Chili Biabu from the right hand side cuts in field and hits a left foot cross shot over the angle of post and bar at the Warwick Road end, and it's off behind for a goal kick, which Gabe Breeze will take for Carlisle. Just kicks his studs against his right hand goal post and then hits the ball right footed downfield, wind assisted, gets good distance on it. There's a breeze here today. Forest Green had that breeze in the first half and they're playing against it in the second, so it's a pretty big pitch here at Brunton Park as well, but when you're trying to make halfway and the wind is howling, it's not howling at the moment, there's a bit of a breeze, it's not the easiest of conditions, and Carlisle obviously play them a lot more regularly than Forest Green do. However, the wind has been known to blow in Nailsworth as well, especially on that hill above the fielders. Good bit of control by Mendy with the outside of his right boot, just went to flick it and then gets Rovers going again. Clark down the left hand side is not found by Kengney. Carlisle are able to clear as far as Kelly back to goal, and then is able to lay it off, and then there is a free kick. This time Mendy is going into the book as well, and Lauren Mendy just clipping the heels there of his man, but it was a promising looking attack for Carlisle. You can understand why. Two players now booked for Forest Green, Lauren Mendy and Temi Babalola, but for Carlisle, Kelly, Gilliard and Con Clark all in the book, shown a yellow card. So too Mark Hughes, the Carlisle United manager. Robbie Savage has just made do with a talking to so far in the first minute. Free kick to Carlisle, taken by their right back Archie Davis. Long diagonal looking for Kelly, beat Ryan Innes in the air. Con Clark back to goal, finds Grant for Carlisle. Now Gilliard trying to exchange passes with Con Clark. Con Clark though manages to keep possession. He's outnumbered by Forest Green defenders. Rovers hack it clear to halfway, where Feeney plays it to the right hand side, and then diagonal ball and let off for Forest Green. Georgie Kelly adjudged to have fouled Tom Knowles on the edge of the penalty area, and Tom Knowles, being Tom Knowles, actually helps Georgie Kelly up to his feet. Now whether that was an apology or not, I don't know, or whether it was just, look, I've done you there mate, but that's a very Tom Knowles thing to do, to pick up his opponent in that situation. Rovers look to build from the back with Mendy, looks forward, tries to chip the ball into the chest of Babalola. He can't control it, and it's with Grant in midfield for Carlisle. Grant might have been fouled first time by Bunker. The second challenge on Grant is deemed a free kick and a foul by the referee. It is deemed by the referee to be a foul. It wasn't a foul by the referee, otherwise he'd have to send himself off, wouldn't he? But Carlisle from the centre circle take the free kick short to Hayes. Grant steps over it and finds Linney on the left hand side. Good tackle though by Biabu, and then his infield ball looking for Clark is snuffed out by Carlisle, who just whack it into Forest Green territory. Innes has to retreat, finds Knowles in the right back position, and then finds Bunker, who has man on but manages to find Whitwell on the touchline. Whitwell closed down by Grant, so goes back in field and finds Mendy just playing the ball across the back for there. Whitwell, Mendy advances towards halfway, checks and then finds Clark on the half turn. Clark takes a challenge, but Rovers pick up possession again. Clark, this time just outside the D to Biabu on the right hand side, has Knowles overlapping outside him, uses him by not uses him, shoots to Biabu and it's blocked and off for a throw in. And well, Knowles made up a lot of ground there, and Biabi now takes the throw in quickly, so Knowles can't even take the long throw. Back to Innes in a really advanced position. Laid off to Biabi, whose first touch isn't great, his second touch is much better, to Isaac Moore. Good Cruyff turn by Moore. Finds Clark, good 1-2. Clark trying to get on the end of the 1-2 and the return pass, but he was outmuscled by Carlisle defenders standing their grounds. Good stuff from Rovers at the moment. Kengney on the left hand side now exchanges passes with Clark, who overhits it. It's behind for a goal kick. Ironic cheers by the home side. Robbie Savage, hands in pockets, just looks round, says something to the fourth official and possibly to his bench as well. And now a bit of an altercation between Timmy Babalola, who is of course on a booking, and his main marker today, Aaron Hayden, who's just wound Babalola up at times today. The two players shake hands and sort of do a bit of that back patting afterwards. Hayden gets the last pat on the back of Babalola. The referee takes no further action. Goal kick to Carlisle to be taken by Gabe Breeze. Hits it long downfield, and Mendy's beaten to it in the air by Kelly. Kengney retreats, clears on the turn to Mendy, shrugs off the attentions of Williams and then looks to release Biabi on the right hand side. Headed clear though by Harper, only as far as Knowles, to Biabi just outside the penalty area. Left foot shot, ricochets to Moore and then to Harvey Bunker. Bunker with a right foot shot, and Bunker has scored for Forest Green. He's got their second equaliser. Bunker scored in successive games. Rovers level again, and it was a great turn by Moore, and he just fed Bunker with a late run into the penalty area. Harvey Bunker in the 53rd minute makes it Carlisle 2, Forest Green 2.
Harvey Bunker proving exactly why he is in the team today once again. It's almost a carbon copy from their goal he scored against Worthing. He's on running into that ball. The ball gets played back across to him. This time, instead of taking it first time, he manages to take it second time. That first touch just on the edge of the area, manages to take it past any Carlisle defenders, and he's on running onto it. He's got the two centre backs in front of it. He just toe pokes it into that bottom right hand corner. Again, I think maybe the goalkeeper, Gabe Breeze, because of the two centre backs just in front of him, may have been slightly unsighted, but it's a superb on running finish. 2 in 2 games, like you said, from Harvey Bunker, and two very similar goals. That on running position from centre mid coming into the end, and they get that toe poke on it.
Mark Hughes shouting something in the direction of the fourth official. Robbie Savage just laughing at Mark Hughes as the crowd here today, I think, is given. But Rovers on the attack again down the left hand side through Clark, who wins it after Carlisle had kicked off, and then good challenge on the edge of the penalty area by Davis. Beats Clark to it, and Carlisle whack it clear. It's off for a throw into Forest Green just inside their own half. Kengney takes it quickly to Bunker, who in lots of space, there's room to turn and find Innes. The fulcrum point of Forest Green. Innes then pivots and plays the ball back to Mendy, who dropped in alongside him, and Nick Horton is sent out to warm up by Robbie Savage. Away to our left hand side. Rovers still in possession just inside their own half. Bunker square to Knowles. Knowles tries to play the ball down the line, but Moore had run forward and Carlisle then give it away, and Rovers have to be careful of their work in midfield. But good recovery by Moore, and then finds Mendy out to Kengney on the left hand side. Kengney looking to run it, his man just manages to overhit that touch. Kengney claiming the corner. Goal kick, says the referee, and that's probably right, as ball's quickly spotted up by Breeze. In fact, he thought about the quick one and then thought better of it and has put the ball right onto the 6-yard line.
Rovers need to make the use of this opportunity now, because I think the tide has slightly changed, the atmosphere has changed, it's got a lot quieter out here, the fans are less on their team and less on the referee, and Rovers are in the dominance at the moment. They've really got to make the use of this opportunity. Robbie's spoken before about not taking opportunities. We haven't had the opportunities yet, and I think this is the moment to definitely try and take them. We've got a bit of a spell here at the moment.
Rovers have been very good this second half, haven't they? As the ball is played up to Babalola, who's again having his shirt pulled, and the referee can surely see Babalola's shirt being pulled, and Hayden once again gets away with it as the ball goes through to Breeze, who sends it long downfield. Headed clear by Mendy for Forest Green, and then Davis puts it back into danger zone for Forest Green, and Carlisle win a throw-in on the far side, midway inside the Forest Green half, which Davis will take right back as Christian Doidge goes to warm-up. And I just wonder if Temi Babalola signalled there, because he signalled after not winning that free kick, whether he just signalled, look, I'm just finding this a little bit, Gaffer, I've given you as long as I could, this was the plan. And Christian Doidge and James Balagizi now joining the warm-up routines. Yaya Bamba there as well, as Carlisle give the ball away, and Babalola's attempted through ball from halfway to the runners is intercepted by Carlisle, and here comes Linney. His through ball just comes off the heels of a Forest Green backtracking defender, and Ryan Innes is able to shepherd the ball all the way back into the gloves of McNicholas, whose quick throw out finds Whitwell. Whitwell has Biabu outside him. He's got to stay onside there as Biabu, and he hasn't, and we can see that. And Harry Whitwell is absolutely incandescent with Jilly Biabu, and I can understand why.
It's basics, that is absolutely basics.
He can look along the line.
Harry Whitwell has just managed to turn in the box. He's managed to get past the player that's pinned him up against the side. He's making an on-running run. He's got a man in the middle. He's got Boyabo on the right. All Boyabo had to do was look down the line and see where his man was, and then he could take his player on. And he just hasn't managed to do it. It's about 3 or 4 times he's done that so far in this game.
He has indeed, and not only that, took a long time getting back to be in a defensive position for the free kick, and Robbie Savage was telling him to get back as Whitwell wins a free kick, barged in the back by Gilead, and home fans suggesting that Whitwell went down easily, but he won that free kick. And Whitwell at the moment from that 10 position is driving Forest Green on. They take the free kick short, Knowles to Bunker, and then back to Knowles, and then to Innes. They're trying to suck the press of Carlisle towards them and then try and play it long, and it hasn't worked this time. The ball chipped into Feeney, who's able to bring it clear for Carlisle, and then Kengney gets his feet and the ball stuck together, but is able to recover the situation. Clark in a deep position on the left-hand side. Mendy to Kengney. I think actually it might have been Kengney who was rescuing Mendy, which is very rare for Lauren Mendy to be the player who needs rescuing. But Forest Green at the moment in a game of head tennis. Con Clark tries to get the ball under control, hooks it on. Mendy gets there first and lays it back to McNicholas, who goes long downfield looking for Babalola. It's headed clear by Carlisle, but Forest Green find Whitwell down the right hand side. Early cross towards the back post, nobody in there. It's going to go all the way for a throw in, and of the 2 managers to blink first, it's going to be Mark Hughes, who will make a double substitution, bringing on Jack Ellis and also Harvey McAdam. And coming off for Ellis is Josh Grant, and also coming off for McAdam to come on is Gilead. So Carlisle at the moment changing both of their midfielders, and those are the 2 substitutions. Now there's a 3rd substitution coming as well, because Jordan Jones is also coming on, and the 4th official's being kept busy with his scoreboard work here. Who will Jordan Jones be coming on for? Jordan Jones is coming on for Chris Con Clark. Well, he's on a booking, is Con Clark, but Forest Green will be pleased, I think, to see the back of all 3 of those players, made just before the hour mark by Mark Hughes. Forest Green yet to blink, and that's unlike Robbie Savage, because normally he does like to get his subs on early. And I think I've just seen John McMahon, the Rovers assistant, just give sort of 5-minute sign to some of those Forest Green subs as well. They'll be coming on soonish, but we're going to get back underway with a throw-in for Carlisle in their right back position, taken by Davis. And then hooked clear as far as Innes, who heads the ball back into Carlisle danger territory. Headed back clear by Hayden and finds Linney. Linney to this near side and finds Jones, the substitute, who's on the left-hand side, and he's going down that left-hand side, trying to get past Tom Knowles. Knowles sticks to his task, and it's out behind for a corner. Only the home side's second corner of this match tonight. Forest Green have had 4 corners, and well, we know from Forest Green's corners from Jaden Clark at that end, the open terrace end, with the wind blowing in from the Warwick Road end, the in-swingers here of potential difficulty for Luke McNicholas. In comes Jones's delivery towards the near post, headed clear at that near post by Mendy, comes back out to Jones again. Jones crosses, and it's well gathered by Luke McNicholas. Good commanding goalkeeping by the Rovers. Custodian, quick clearance downfield, looking for Jilly Biabu, who was in his own half when the ball was played, so he couldn't be offside this time. Biabu up against his man, just holds it up this time, and then there's Williams back there doing the defending. Forest Green have got up in support as the ball is played in towards the penalty area, partially headed clear by Carlisle, and then they will this time take it clear as Linney tries to come to this near side and then take it past Tom Knowles, and Tom Knowles just gives it a little bit of something in. Actually, it wasn't Linney, it was the substitute who's just come on, Jack Ellis, and Robbie Savage, I think, heard that little bit of should we say something housery from Tom Knowles, and absolutely loved it and gave Tom Knowles a pat on the head for trying to wind up his opponent, which, yeah, Robbie Savage in his day, in his playing day, was a wind-up merchant as well, wasn't he? Rovers building from possession at the back, and now under pressure this time is Lauren Mendy. Mendy could be in trouble here. Mendy, I think it's going to be sent off. He's already been booked, and Mendy knows what's coming. There's the second yellow card, and Lauren Mendy is shown the red card in the 63rd minute. He got caught in possession, and 5 yards inside the Forest Green half, he lashed out a second boot, and Lauren Mendy, for the first time in his Forest Green career, is sent off, and Rovers will play the last 28 minutes of this game with only 10 men. Go straight down the tunnel does Lauren Mendy, and now Rovers will have to, you would imagine, reorganise. They've got Jordan Moore-Taylor to come on, though immediately the back, at the moment you would imagine Harvey Bunker will drop into that defensive position as well.
Unfortunately, I think that is the right decision from the referee. He was already on a yellow card. We've got 2 men at the back there. We've got the ball quite easily on the back, and he just makes a slight mistake and takes out Regan Linney, who would have been on for a 2-on-1 attack. I think it's the only decision the referee could have made. I think Lauren's made the decision for him. Now straight away the free kick comes in, and instead of going straight long and looking for a quick counter-attack for the first time, McNicholas has fallen to the ground and taken it, so maybe this might be a new tactic we might be seeing now.
And now he does kick long downfield, looking for Jaden Clark, who's the furthest man forward. There's a misplaced header by Hayden, who's forced his left back Harper into some defensive work. His clearance downfield, and then is intercepted by Knowles, but he's passed to Whitwell. Whitwell didn't find it, and Whitwell has got the ball there, and Whitwell is being booked now, having not fouled his player. He's gone to ground, the player has gone down, but that has seen the ball taken by Harry Whitwell, and the Forest Green bench are absolutely incensed and go into the 4th official. The referee, I've said before, the referee is making this about him today. Whitwell was incandescent, so too with the Rovers bench, but the 4th official had exactly the same view that we did, that Harry Whitwell there won the ball.
Yeah, a bit bemused by that one. I think that it was quite clearly he got the ball changed direction, he's got there first. The player hasn't even made that much of it. He's gone down because obviously he's got the ball and then taken out the man, but I don't think that's a foul. I think the referee's booked him obviously because if he thinks it is a foul, there was a really big opportunity for a counter-attack for them. Just as we see that, we see Robbie calling across his sub, so it's either going to be James Balagizi, but more likely to be Jordan Moore-Taylor potentially about to come on.
Yeah, Jordan Moore-Taylor's taking off his warm-up vest, and also there's no play at the moment. You're not missing anything because Jilly Biabu is getting a little bit of treatment at the moment for cramp, so both players, or sets of players, getting a drink at the moment. Sean Long also been out warming up for Forest Green. Christian Deutsch He taking off his warm-up top as well. Long's going into the tunnel. So change is imminent for Forest Green. Jordan Moore-Taylor is stripped and ready. Now somebody here is going to have to be sacrificed for Jordan Moore-Taylor.
Gilly Boyabu is the one that's just gone down injured. Potentially it could be him. I think that red card definitely changes the game for Rovers. We were looking like the team that more likely to score a third, and I think maybe now we're going to be holding on to try and hold on for that draw. We don't know. We haven't seen Robbie kind of play that defensive style of football yet, apart from against the Rochdale game, which he's brought out. So it'll be a different style of football for Rovers for sure for the next half an hour.
It will be indeed. Jordan Moore-Taylor is ready, and Rovers might have to restart this unless Biabu is the player who's taken off with 9 men, because Biabu, having got treatment, is still on the touchline. The fourth official has now, eventually at the second time of asking, shown us a number for the substitution. Isaac Moore coming off for Forest Green. So he is sacrificed, and coming on in the 67th minute is Jordan Moore-Taylor. Moore taking his time. Moore-Taylor hand on hip, waiting for the arrival of Moore. Fourth official tells him to get on with it. Now Jordan Moore-Taylor can come on for Forest Green. The first thing he's going to have to do is get back into his defensive line. Knows all about playing alongside Ryan Innes. And Gilly Biabu will still have to wait, and so Rovers only with 9 men at the moment, as the free kick is taken by Harper towards the edge of the penalty area, and there's a head injury there because there is a genuine clash of heads, and so both sets of physios come sprinting onto the pitch. Now the Carlisle fans giving a little bit of stick to Forest Green for having a man down, and I'm trying to work out who that was. I think it's got to be Temi Babalola, hasn't it? And Babalola was just staggering around and then saw that his man was down. And do we think that is Aaron Hayden as well?
Yeah, I think it's Aaron Hayden and Temi. They've both been at each other all game. Yeah, and I think you saw Hayden go down straight away. Temi kind of looked a little bit loose on his feet. He kind of
went down like a boxer, didn't he?
Yeah, and then kind of went down slightly later. I think maybe the away fan, or home fan, sorry, may have thought that was a decision. I think that was more of trying to work out if he was okay, and then realise, oh, hang on a minute, I might not be. Straight away you could see Mark Hughes, Robbie Savage calling for the medical staff to head out there, and we've had extra medical staff head out there looking at both the players. Does look like Temi may have got up, whereas Aaron Hayden, Carlisle number 6, is still down receiving treatment from about 3 or 4 medical staff at the moment.
He is indeed, yeah. So Babalola back up on his feet, walking off to the touchline, but Hayden, there's more concern over Aaron Hayden. Sean Long's been sent out to warm up alongside Christian Deutsch, and it looked like Robbie Savage gave him the Longy, you're going on, son. Sean Long out of the dugout, great big smile on his face. Looks like he might be getting a bit of football here, Sean Long. And
interesting to see if he does come on, who he potentially comes on for. Could be Gilly Boyabu and then pushing Tom Knowles into more of an attacking position. Longy obviously playing the majority of his games for Rovers last year, either right back or right centre back. It could be a change of shape, potentially going to 5 at the back with this, one player down, maybe more of a defensive mindset. It'll be interesting to see where he comes on for and who on for.
Well, Aaron Hayden has got to the far side and is back up on his feet, and that is good news after a clash of heads between the two of them. And we'll restart with a drop ball inside the Forest Green penalty area. I think Gilly Biabu is going to be allowed onto the pitch. At the moment, Rovers only got 8 players on the pitch. So a drop ball just outside the Forest Green penalty area, which Luke McNicholas unsurprisingly takes back into his penalty area. And Biabu is allowed back on. And we await for Rovers to be restored to their full complement that they're permitted of 10. They've got 9. Carlisle have only got 10 at the moment, but Nicholas sends the ball deep downfield. Harper clears it for Carlisle. Hint of handball against Whitwell, and then Biabu makes a back actually for Harper, but Carlisle bring it away over halfway with Davis down the line to one of the substitutes. McAdam. Then Carlisle look to build from the back again. Feeney, the centre half, to Hayden, who's back on, and so too is Babalola. To Jones, 10 yards inside the left back position. Robbie Savage calling for Sean Long to come in as well and get his training top off and his warm-up bib off as Carlisle cross the ball into the penalty area, and Knowles has got some sweeping up to do. Plays the ball off of his man after they've gone across the face of goal. Does pretty well there, earns a goal kick. Sean Long definitely coming on for Forest Green. Off comes the warm-up top. He's got to get a shirt on first. At the moment all he's got is the sports bra that the players wear with the GPS data inside it. And Christian Doidge has ducked back down into the dugout. I wonder if Doidge might be coming on as well. But Sean Long all set to come on as McNicholas takes the goal kick, looking for Biabu, and it's one in the air by Harper, and then finds Jones in front of him. Jones square to the far side to Davis, 10 yards inside the Forest Green half, down the line to Williams, and then infield to the substitute Ellis. First time ball, looking for Williams out on that right wing. Can Williams keep it in? They try to play it off of Williams to just play it straight into the path. His low ball is cleared by Forest Green, comes out to Ellis, and Ellis' shot goes over the top, and that's really almost a gifted chance because they gifted possession to Williams. In a really dangerous area did Forest Green, and they can't afford to keep making errors like that.
Lucky escape for Rovers. I think Neil Kenju over there did really well at first to be able to get back, use his pace to get to his man, but then instead of trying to tackle or clear it, he just thumps it straight into the Carlisle right winger. And then it's similar to Rovers' first goal with Jaden Clark, manages to put the ball back across, not quite for the man that they wanted. Carlisle passes it through to number 18 Jack Ellis, an effort just over the bar, but a big warning shot there for Rovers. First chance, big chance that Carlisle have had since Rovers went down to 10 men.
Well, Jaden Clark is the man who's coming off, so we would imagine that Tom Knowles has gone to an advanced position over on the left hand side. Sean Long will slot in at right back, and Rovers, well, they have at least now a conventional right back, so you would imagine that will free Tom Knowles up, because he's done a job there, but that's when Rovers have got numbers and they want to attack, and this is all about, yes, do attack when you get the opportunity, but also make sure you stay solid at the back. And
absolutely,
it's actually good management by Robbie Savage, because he called it on Monday night as Forest Green win a free kick on halfway as Babalola is fouled by Feeney, but it's good management because Savage knew today Trey Pemberton suspended, he might need Sean Long.
Absolutely. I think many Rovers fans thought they may have seen the last time Sean Long in a Forest Green Rovers top, but like you said, I think Robbie's top sports about the professionalism that Sean Long has shown, and the amount of work rate and work ethic he's been showing in training, and that has come to fruition now. It might be because of red cards and injuries, suspensions, but he's got that chance. That proves the squad that Rovers have built, that we've got to bring a man on with this experience to potentially try and help Rovers. The last 20 minutes is to hold on to a 2-2, one man down. It's just the man you want to be bringing on in this circumstance.
Situation is 16 minutes to go. Carlisle United 2, Forest Green Rovers 2 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Jordan Moore-Taylor's free kick resulted in a free kick just inside their own penalty area for Carlisle, given against Ryan Innes, who heads clear from the clearance by Breeze. Carlisle have it through Jones and gives it away, does Jones on the right hand side, and now Bunker looks to get Biabu going down that wing, and Biabu, is he beaten Harper? Yes, he has beaten Harper. He's inside the penalty area, looks to lay it back. Was there a clip challenge there on Babalola, but Rovers pick it up. Bunker tries to find Knowles on the left hand side. Carlisle whack it clear as far as Kengney on halfway down the line to Knowles, takes the challenge, wins the free kick over on the far side, and Sean Long instantly as well is talking. He's in the ear of Jilly Biabu, telling him as well. He's a good man for these circumstances, I tell you, Sean Long. He's a communicator, he's a talker as well.
It looks like so far since the red cards and the changes, we've stuck with a similar formation in terms of the 4-2-3-1 we started with, but instead of being more defensive, we look slightly more attacking. We seem to go to 4-2-3 now, and having three players bombing down Knowles and Buyaba, and looking straight away the second we get the ball to just put it in the wide areas and put it in behind and get one of those two to chasing it with that man behind.
Free kick in towards the penalty area, might have been overhit, in comes Ryan Innes, but it's plucked out of the air by Breeze outside of his hands, and then the clearance is blocked and Breeze actually puts up his hand in apology, and Forest Green had an opportunity on the edge of the D there. So out for a throw into Forest Green on this near side, which Sean Long will take.
Thought that was kind of lucky there from Rovers. It looked like, instead of it being a goalkeeper mistake, I thought it was Temi getting a bit too close to him, and he's on that yellow card. I was getting worried then for a potential red for Rovers.
Well, he managed to escape, and
I do wonder if Doidge is going to come on for him, because you can see back there it's Hayden and Temi are still going at each other. They're pulling their shirts, they're pinching each other. It wouldn't surprise me if we see potentially a Doidge coming on in the next 5 minutes.
Long with the throw-in, level with the edge of the penalty area for Forest Green, hurled into the box, but Carlisle hack it clear, and then it comes down with snow on it. Jordan Moore-Taylor gets there and wins the challenge on the bounce, and then finds Knowles. Knowles turns, but only turns into his man and loses the ball, and here comes Williams over halfway for Carlisle. Knowles tries to get back at him, does get back at him, fairly so, says the referee. Looks more of a foul than the challenge by Whitwell, although Knowles stayed on his feet. It's about the only difference there. But Rovers have possession, then give it away. Innes is long diagonal, and then Kengney is turned by his man, and here come Carlisle with Davis advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Ellis then finds Jones inside left channel, and then overlapping outside him finds McAdam to Ellis on the edge of the penalty area, and then his pass is broken down. Biabu and Whitwell do very well, and then they find Babalola on the turn, is fouled by Hayden, and the referee says to Aaron Hayden, yep, you've taken a few, but you've also given a few out. And so it didn't look the most severe challenge by Aaron Hayden on Temi Babalola. Babalola stayed down, the yellow card shown, Babalola's got up, and the home fans don't like that by Temi Babalola. But free kick to Forest Green, 8 yards inside the Carlisle half. Harvey Bunker looking to take it quickly, but he can't because the referee was standing on the ball. Now the referee walks away, and Babalola not in an advanced position at all. He'll trot away, and Knowles will take the free kick for Forest Green. Knowles just trying to steal a couple of yards, and the fourth official says that's far enough, so Knowles takes it back a couple of yards, and well, it all eats up a little bit of time on the clock. 78 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock away to our right as Knowles finally takes this free kick deep, swung towards the back post, and despite Ryan Innes being the only person to actually fall to the floor there, the free kick is given against Forest Green. So Innes thumps the floor in frustration. Now he's got to get back as Breeze lines up this free kick from inside his own penalty area, thumps it long downfield now. Moore-Taylor against Kelly. Moore-Taylor wins that challenge, finds Kengney down the left hand side. Kengney evades a challenge and then doesn't get a free kick. Robbie Savage can't believe it. Kengney now trots back into the defensive line. Carlisle have possession deep inside their own half, and it's one of those challenges you quite often see free kicks given back, especially in the Premier League, but not necessarily in League Two, as Carlisle just give the ball away in midfield. I think that might have been Ellis. No, actually it was McAdam who just stood on the ball and fell over and gave possession to Rovers, but Rovers put it into Carlisle territory and then can't retain possession. Then Babalola goes in for a challenge, and Carlisle whack it clear through. McAdam this time is able to turn and get his delivery right. Rovers play the ball back up towards the edge of the penalty area, and Babalola goes down this time, but nothing doing, says the referee. Good interception by Bunker in midfield to Long down the right hand side. Long's ball infield is dealt with by Carlisle, and the home side with an opportunity to counter. Bunker's beaten to it in a challenge. Innes goes in. Really good challenge by Ryan Innes. It wasn't a bad challenge by Bunker. The rebound just went Carlisle's way. Throw into Carlisle. They've taken it quickly.
Not got a chance to breathe in this one, have you?
No, you haven't. McAdam in midfield finds Kelly on the turn. Got a man over on the right-hand side, have Carlisle, the home fans getting now behind the home team, as you would expect in the last 10 minutes, as Williams goes down that right-hand side, looks to chip the ball into the penalty area. Good header clear by a diving Ryan Innes, but Carlisle put the ball back into the danger area again, headed up in the air by Jordan Moore-Taylor. It's not going to go out for a corner, with Knowles back there and to rifle the ball down the touchline to Temi Babalola to chase, and he's beaten to it by Feeney, who goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, and Carlisle have got to build again from the back, and Forest Green can get their low press. Savage desperately telling substitutes Bamba and Deutsch to get back, and also to get back so they can get back into the technical areas. Carlisle break into the Forest Green penalty area, have a shot over, and Forest Green are now looking like they're going to bring on at least 2 subs. On will come Bamba and Deutsch, and I think this is basically fresh legs, but also eat up a little bit of the clock. 81 minutes tick over on the clock. Goal kick to Forest Green. Carlisle 2, Forest Green 2, here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
You can see Deutsch coming on for Babalola and being a straight swap.
Yeah,
and I think you're going to have Gilly or Knowlesy coming off for Bamba, because so far, ever since we've gone to the 10 men, each time we get the ball, we're looking to play it in behind and pacey. So you can only imagine it's going to be like for like swaps over there.
And also the pace of Bamba. Bamba's the quickest fit player in the Forest Green squad. I've been assured that the latest of the four signings from Macclesfield, Sean Etiluku, is quicker, but Bamba is actually quicker than the likes of Knowles and Biabi. So why wouldn't you want your quickest man in your squad coming on as a sub in the last 10 minutes, as Carlisle have possession on halfway. Long gets a foot in, but can't get the full challenge on, and Jones has Linney outside him on the left-hand side. Bunker goes to close Linney down. Linney cuts in field and then shoots 20 feet over the top of the crossbar. Goal kick to Forest Green. Rovers will make that double substitution. On will come Christian Deutsch for, as expected, Temi Babalola. And it's not been a bad debut by Babalola. Possibly lasted a little bit longer than as well might have thought. And then the second substitution, Yaya Bamba, will come on for Gilly Biabu, who makes way, which, well, Biabu's, you never quite know how tactical lots of treatment are, but Biabu's had treatment for cramp, and he's also still making his way back from injury. So Rovers, with nearly 83 minutes on the clock, make 2 more substitutions, and I think that might be it for Forest Green. Yes, it is it, because they've had their 3 substitution events. So they could have brought 3 on at the same time, but they only wanted to bring on the 2, and it's the attacking 2 of Bamba and Deutsch, as Carlisle whack the ball clear. Innes goes back to McNicholas, who clears first time long downfield looking for Deutsch. Ball holds up in the wind, and Hayden beats Deutsch to it. Carlisle whack it clear. It comes down as far as Knowles. Knowles can't get there first. He's beaten to it by the sub McAdam. And then Davis, possibly with an element of risk, turns inside Knowles. Carlisle play it across their back 4.
Interesting, 10 man down, and we've got 3 players pressing onto the Carlisle players there. Instead of sitting back and defending, we seem to have just put on a high press briefly there.
Carlisle find a way around it. They switch from the right to the left and then back to the right, and then play the ball down the line to Williams, and Williams concedes possession down by the corner flag, and he goes behind for a goal kick, and this will tick the ball over, or tick the scoreboard over 84 minutes now, as Luke McNicholas goes from one side of his 6-yard box to the other before he takes this goal kick. That will eat up another few seconds, and we'll look for good distance. The wind at the moment just dying down a touch. McNicholas strikes the ball now, gets good distance looking for Christian Deutsch. Deutsch challenges against Feeney, who wins that battle, and then it comes down to Linney. 15 yards inside the Forest Green half, gets the ball stuck under his feet. Whitwell gets a good foot in, and then is helped out by Bunker back to Long, and then it's cleared upfield to Knowles. Deutsch actually can't quite get the layoff accurate, and here's Linney now down the left-hand side for Carlisle. Square ball across the face of the penalty area, and it's put in to the back of the net. Carlisle have scored a third. I think it's the substitute Harvey McAdam who scored from the edge of the penalty penalty area. Doidge's touch, couldn't find the pink shirt, it found Linney. Linney went down the left, and when Forest Green closed him down, he looked up and he played the ball square to the midfielder, who slotted low to the left past McNicholas from the edge of the penalty area. And with just over 5 minutes of normal time to go, it's Carlisle United 3, Forest Green Rovers 2.
It's an absolute superb finish and a sucker punch for Rovers. Similar goals to two of which we've seen already. The 2-goal, one for Rovers, one for Carlisle. A man on the wing cutting the ball across, on-running player. It's an absolutely superb finish from the Carlisle man, McAdam. He's opened his body up, he's side-footed it, and instead of doing what you'd expect a side-foot's doing, curl inwards, he's actually, with the way that he's hit it on the instep, it's actually kind of gone the other way, and he's side-footed it into that far corner, going away from McNicholas. There's no chance for McNicholas. It's a superb challenge. See Doidge is shaking his head, thinking it's come from his chance. Rovers 10 men now, 5 minutes. We know what we've got to do. We've got to try and put the ball out wide. We've got to try and hold the ball up with Doidge. There's still an opportunity. Rovers are still trying, but now Carlisle in that front driving position now.
And whereas it was Rovers who were taking their time over things before, it's now Carlisle who are taking their time over things. The kick-off went straight out for a throw-in, which Harper sent down the line, and then Longs won the header, and it's gone out for another throw-in to Carlisle in front of their own dugout. And the home side taking their time over this, just as Forest Green were taking their time a couple of minutes ago. Now the referee does tell Harper to get on with it. And will there be one more chance for Forest Green? We're in the 87th minute now as Whitwell gets the last touch on that, and he goes out for another throw-in to Carlisle, level with their own dugout. And once again Harper on the left-hand side for the home side will take his time, throws down the line, Long beats Kelly in the air, but it goes out for another throw-in, and Carlisle will take their time. There's 2 balls on the pitch, so Bamber chips one into the crowd. Harper now takes the throw-in to Linney, and then they find Jones down the left-hand side to Carlisle, beats one man, but Rovers get back at him and then win the ball just on the edge of their own penalty area. Can they get it clear? And no, they can't. Ball goes out again for another throw-in to Carlisle, and well, the home side are just managing this by not having to defend or play. They're just winning throw-ins.
They're playing expertly well at the moment and keeping that ball in that far side, making sure that there's throw-in after throw-in. Each touch is coming off a Rovers player and just managing the game really, really well here, Carlisle.
Yeah, now there's a delay because
Regan Linney's pretending he's been hurt.
Well, Linney went down in a sort of tussle with Harvey Bunker, and both players ended up in heat. Referee checks they're all right. Savage watched the score as the chant from the Carlisle fans, as finally Carlisle play the ball off, and for once Forest Green will have a set-piece situation. They can build from a goal kick, but the clock is against them. 88 minutes on that clock, and McNicholas says, look, I'll play this long at the moment, and Forest Green have put Ryan Innes up front for the final couple of minutes, so Forest Green will have a back 3 as McNicholas' goal kick goes just over the head of Innes, but it's flicked on by Doidge to Bamber into the penalty area, cross in, but there's no one there except Gabe Breeze, who's able to fall to his knees. Now, how long is he going to hold on to this ball for? He gets rid of it within the 9 seconds, clears long downfield. Moore Taylor wins it, but it's picked up in midfield by Carlisle, and then Innes goes hunting for it, and Carlisle just pumped the ball up to the edge of the Forest Green penalty area. And it goes to Williams on the right-hand side. 89 minutes now on the clock as Williams takes the ball to the corner flag, and it's behind for a goal kick. Forest Green will get this clear as quickly as they can, and Carlisle will make a substitution. They've made 3 so far, and here comes their 4th, and coming on for Regan Linney is their number 29, Luke Armstrong, and it just eats up a little bit of time.
What a player to be coming on for Carlisle. I know it's slightly different circumstances for Carlisle right now as they're trying to hold off any final go for Rovers. But Armstrong, a man with League Two pedigree, a man that scored many a goal for Harrogate a couple of years ago before that failed move to Wrexham happened, and to be bringing him on in the National League, try and see off and win a game, what a fantastic substitution to make for them.
And Rovers make a Horlicks of it from the goal kick. 7 minutes of stoppage time are shown on the board by the fourth official. And what happened there was that Sean Long was trying to flick the ball on. Ryan Innes thought he could flick it on better, and they sandwiched between them a Carlisle player, free kick to Carlisle, and that just kind of sums up some of the luck that Forest Green have had today. You could argue that all three of the Carlisle goals have come from Forest Green giving the ball away. As Carlisle play the ball into the Forest Green penalty area, Armstrong goes down. Armstrong pulled to the ground by Jordan Moore-Taylor. Penalty to Carlisle in stoppage time in the 91st minute. Rovers will protest. I thought the referee had waved it away, but he's given the penalty.
I thought he was giving a foul to us. It looked like they were both doing the exact same thing. It looked like Kelly had a hold of Moore-Taylor's shirt. Moore-Taylor had a hold of Kelly's shirt. Kelly's fallen over and he's won them a penalty. I'm a bit surprised by that, just because it looked like they were both doing it to each other.
Well, the referee was closer than us, and I think Jordan Moore-Taylor is shown a yellow card by the referee, and Georgie Kelly has a penalty now to absolutely seal the 3 points for Carlisle United. The roof will come off of this stand if he does. Referee just checking that everyone is outside of the penalty area and the D, except for McNicholas and Kelly, who sends McNicholas the wrong way. McNicholas goes down to his right. Kelly chips the ball through the middle, and that is all 3 points to Carlisle United. It's Carlisle 4, Forest Green Rovers 2, with 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining.
Yeah, Kelly's had a superb game. His hold-up play throughout the game has been brilliant. So it's only right if they did win a penalty, then it came from his hold-up play. He's caused issues for the Rovers defence the whole game. Whilst he's not had many opportunities in front of goal, his hold-up play has been superb. He's got his opportunity from the penalty spot and he sent McNicholas the wrong way. From a Rovers perspective, like you said, they'll be frustrated with the way the penalty's been given. Since the 10 men, they've probably played the right way in terms of trying to get in behind. But like we said, just a couple of mistakes there has been the doing for Rovers. They will try in the last 5 minutes of stoppage time. They've got 3 men looking like they're about to bomb forwards from the goal, from kick-off. But they've only got themselves to blame, really, Rovers, from the mistakes.
Well, they kick off again, and Whitwell plays the ball down the right-hand side, looking for the pace of Bamber. Can he keep it on? No, he can't. It's out for a throw-in in the left-back position for Carlisle. And, well, Rovers have rolled the dice. Robbie Savage always said he would try and roll the dice. A little bit difficult when you've only got 10 men. But he brought on fresh legs to try and keep the energy at the front end of the pitch. And Forest Green couldn't hold the ball up. All 3 of Carlisle's first 3 goals came from Rovers players unable to keep possession or find a pink shirt, and Carlisle took advantage. The 4th goal is kind of neither here nor there because Rovers had to go for it in stoppage time at 3-2 down, and they've conceded the penalty with Big Ryan Innes playing up front.
I don't think they've played badly at all, Rovers. I think for one of the first times in Robbie's tenure with us so far that the substitutions in the second half maybe hasn't worked the way we wanted. You know, we've got the stat about the amount of goals that we've scored from substitutions being in a positive way, and this time unfortunately it's gone the other way, and it's the first time this has happened for Rovers since Robbie's been manager. And like I said, I don't think we've played badly. We played against a team that are clinical and have had these opportunities, and Origi Linear scored 2. Fantastic finish for the 3rd, and the penalty, which is here or there, like you say, they're 4 fantastic finishes from Carlisle, and they've sensed the opportunity and they've been able to take it. Really quality stuff from Carlisle.
And they've been roared on by this home crowd as Ellis dances into the penalty area and it's cleared off the line by Kenny, getting back behind his goalkeeper. Carlisle have scored 5 a couple of times this season, and they very nearly made it 5 here against Forest Green today. Ellis bearing in on goal. Good defended by Kenny, but Forest Green at the moment looking a bit ragged, as you would expect. And, well, it makes next week's game against Boreham Wood look absolutely huge, doesn't it? And they'll be playing in that without Laura Mendy as Carlisle take the corner short to Harper, and then back to Jones, who's on the loop round, and then finds Ellis, edge of the D. He chipped the ball into the penalty area, it goes behind for a goal kick. And McNicholas, well, he'll try and get the ball downfield. Rovers will try and get one back, but we're 5 seconds away from the 95-minute mark. 97 minutes we're expecting as the minimum, as Innes is having his shirt pulled and he goes to ground under pressure from Hayden. Does Innes doesn't appeal for anything.
In the exact same way that their striker went down for the penalty, you may say.
Yeah, inside the penalty area. Not too dissimilar, actually. Carlisle now with time and space in midfield. Well won by Whitwell. Finds Clark. Whitwell gets the return. Has Innes running into an offside position is Ryan Innes. And well, Innes just saw himself in the inside right channel there. And the ball was played off of by Whitwell off of a Carlisle man. And it's a corner to Forest Green. They're fifth. And to be fair, Whitwell has done fantastically there to win a corner, because the only player ahead of him who he was trying to find was offside. And
was a centre-back.
Yes, who was sprinting into an offside position. Utterly bizarre, but Forest Green have a corner which will be taken right-footed by Tom Knowles. Knowles chips the ball in towards the penalty area, heads go up, and referee says free kick to Carlisle as Feeney hits the floor. Breeze got the punch on it anyway. There'll be a free kick to Carlisle on the 6-yard line. And we have just over 45 seconds of the minimum of 7 minutes of added time remaining. And I tell you what, there's one or two who are leaving, but the vast majority of this Carlisle crowd have stayed on, and they will cheer their team off right at the end, and probably deservedly so, as Breeze's goal kick is cleared by Forest Green, and Doige closes down Hayden and makes sure that Forest Green win a throw-in, which they take quickly by Bamber, and then to Whitwell. Whitwell goes inside one, and then there's an effort by Harvey Bunker, which doesn't find either a Forest Green cross, which goes straight into the gloves. Forest Green player from the cross goes straight into the gloves of Breeze, who bowls the ball outside of his penalty area, and we're now into added time at the end of added time. McNicholas has the ball from Breeze's clearance, which goes straight through. McNicholas hoofs the ball right-footed long downfield, looking for the flick of Innes. And it comes down to Clark, who's surely fouled by Hayden, but Rovers play on. It comes to Knowles. Knowles has Innes in an offside position, and it's not too often that Ryan Innes will be caught offside in the season, but that's just happened. The referee blows his final whistle. It's all over here at Brunton Park, and the two managers, friends, and in Mark Hughes' case, hero of Robbie Savage, shake hands. Robbie Savage walks onto the pitch to go and speak to his players. Hughes pumps both his fists in the air towards the paddock, having shaken hands with the rest of the Forest Green dugout. And Forest Green, well, they've been gallant in this game. They've twice come from behind, but really the sending off of Laura Mendy was a turning point in this game and gave Carlisle United all the momentum that they needed to go on and win this game. Your thoughts, Joel Wagstaff?
Rovers just gave themselves a little bit too much to do there. Like you said, they fought back a couple of times. They've done really, really well to get back. And in that brief period at 2-2, when it was 11v11, you think in that 10 minutes after, you think if anyone was going to go on and do well, it looked like Rovers. With the way that we were playing, we were causing Carlisle many a problem. But like you said, that red card for Rovers, which the referees made the right decision. Mendy was on a yellow card. He's taken down a man after losing the ball. It was right to send him off. Even after the 10 men, Rovers did make a couple of chances themselves, but against an opposition like Carlisle, the position they are, the amount of goals that they scored, there was always going to be opportunities for Carlisle, and with the strikers and the quality they've got, they really did make the most of that today. Rovers, like you said, they can be proud of their performance. They came back twice. They did really, really well, and I think if it was 11v11, we may well have come back with at least a point from this game. But going down to 10 men, I think we've just shot ourselves in the foot. Too much to do for Rovers. Did the best we can, held out right until the end. But like you said, that last man being sent off, Lauren Mendy sent off, I think that has killed us off today.
The Forest Green's players go over to the Rovers travelling supporters to applaud them, and they are applauded well back. And now here come the boos for not Robbie Savage, you'd think it might be, but for the referee, who's just walking towards the touchline. And here are the boos for James Oldham, who, well, at times had a strange game. I think that's probably the easiest way I could say. No complaints about the red card. Penalty, well, maybe. I think apart from those two moments, the only Forest Green player who could feel aggrieved all afternoon was Temi Babalola. Let's take you through the story of the match. Carlisle taking the lead through Regan Linney on 18 minutes. Sweetly struck shot into the bottom corner of Luke McNicholas's net. Rovers were behind for only 8 minutes before Jaden Clark equalised in a carbon copy finish at the other end. Rovers good value at 1-1 at that point, but they gave possession away again for Linney to double his goal tally for the afternoon and his 11th of the season, for Carlisle to go in 2-1 up at the break. Rovers came out after the interval looking very, very good, and Harvey Bunker equalised for Rovers on 53 minutes. But then the defining moment of the match on 63 minutes, Laura Mendy sent off for Forest Green for a second yellow card. Perfectly fair decision, I think, for that dismissal. Rovers up against it from that point onwards. They held out until the 85th minute, again managing to give the ball away. Carlisle capitalising, McAdam scoring with a sweetly struck shot from the edge of the penalty area, set up by Linney, who'd scored the first two, and then Georgie Kelly wrapping it up in stoppage time for the home side, as Tom Knowles is the last player to depart the pitch. It's finished here at Brunton Park, Steve. Carlisle United 4, Cheltenham Town 2. Forest Green Rovers 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it at half time, didn't we? That there was an absolute gilt-edged chance that but one of these sides, if not both of them, were going to finish with 10 men. Such was the atmosphere in the ground. And it happened to be Forest Green Rovers, and obviously being a away side, it was more likely to be them because the crowd played such a big part. I mean, that is some sort of atmosphere for the National League.
It is indeed, yeah, and they're just walking out, to Chelsea Dagger, and it's being greeted by the home supporters here with the same enthusiasm that Darts supporters, pump their arms to it at the start of a night of darts. The strange thing is, I actually thought the home side were more likely to have a man sent off in the second half, purely because they'd have 3 players booked. Rovers had only had the 1 player booked, and Laura Mendy picked up 2 bookings in that first 18 minutes of the second half, and maybe took a chance too many, maybe just rush of blood to the head, I'm not quite sure what, but essentially you can't do that, you can't get away with it, and he's paid the price, and Forest Green have paid the price as well. And they'll now be without him for next Saturday as well, which is obviously a big blow for Forest Green, because he's been so important this season for Forest Green. I think there's only Mendy, maybe Kengney, and also McNicholas, who've played every game this season for Forest Green, so he's been one of the ever-presents. But next season and next weekend that will change. You can't appeal against yellow cards, it's 2 yellows, so he will serve a 1-match suspension. Good heart by Forest Green. Temi Babalola battled hard on his debut, just couldn't quite get through the full 90. Christian Deutsch maybe a little bit cold, gave the ball away, but I think there's been 3 incidents there as well where Forest Green have given the ball away, and it's cost them with all 3 of Carlisle's first 3 goals.
Yeah, and that's 2 defeats on the bounce now. Rovers 5th in the table, and 3 of the sides above them have games in hand. Of course, Rochdale with 2 games in hand as well. They need to just pick themselves up and go on another run, don't they?
If you look at the opposition we've played, though, I think Carlisle lost to Rochdale the other day, and Carlisle doing so well on the top of the table. I think an away trip to Carlisle, if they weren't next to each other in the fixture list, you might have put those down as fixtures that would be really, really difficult for Rovers. So I think the fact that they are so close together probably harms that as well. But like we said,